Hello, everybody. This is Muggin with the Dislyte Directive podcast. Here to give you a little bit of tips on how to get Gabrielle, one of the best support espers in the game, very quickly and 100% free to play. She's available through a feature in the game that you find in the War Room called Esper Fusion. And in here, you're going to be able to fuse for two characters. One is Fabrice, who you'll have to fuse first, and then you will then fuse for Gabrielle. Inside the fusion, you'll see that the character that you can get, and then you'll also see the requirements to get them. So this one requires a specific character, that's Bernice here, and she also has to be Ascension 4. Okay, so that's what this white circle here is, her 4th Ascension, and then you need one each of the elements Inferno, Wind, and Flow in order to get him. So I've already pre-farmed this for this video, so you would be able to farm these guys up and add them in, and then when you've got them added in, you're going to hit that fuse button, and it's going to give you a character. That's how you create a character through Esper Fusion. So one of the things that you need to do in order to get there is to do a couple of setups. So the first thing you need to do is you need to get your account up and running. So the first thing you want to do is you want to farm your story as far as you can to a minimum of story 6. I would recommend trying to get all the way to the end of normal mode, or what they call easy here, easy mode, to get all the way to the end of that. Now, the reason that you want to get to chapter 6 is because the reward in chapter 6 for completing it is a full 5-star Hades set. And the Hades set is going to give you some serious lifesteal, okay? And when you get that lifesteal, all right, you're going to put that set on Mona, okay? And Mona will become your primary farming mechanism. So you're going to give her the full set of Hades. And these are actually the 5 stars that I got from that, and then I scored a 6-star later. So you're going to get her set up to be able to be completely self-sustaining with all of her AoE. She won't ever die. And then whatever the rest of your farming team is going to be, that will allow you to level up the espers that you need to go for your fusion, as well as clear the content that you need to get the waves that are necessary for Ascension. So what you will need to do is you will need to ascend these characters. So when you look at a character, we'll just look at Anki Chai here. You'll go to this Ascension tab, and you'll see that there are 6 levels of Ascension, and you need to be level 30 to get number 4, 40 to get number 5, and 50 to get number 6. They use these items called waves, and these are found in the Sonic Miracle. So you'll need to do, in order to get the character up to 4, you'll need to get all the way to the Elite Infernal waves, which is the gold ones, and you'll need those for all 3 of the character types. So what my recommendation is you focus on your main team pushing the story, okay, until you are able to get them all to Ascension 3. And the reason that you want to get your main team to Ascension 3 is that at Ascension 3, that is going to give you this upgrade to their one of their skills. And in this case, you'll see that it adds the ability for her to steal some AP from the enemy when she does her attacks, which also helps her farm because she lowers the damage that's incoming to her. You'll want to get that 3rd ability on all of the characters that are in your primary hunting party. So my team was Li Ling, Mona, Asenath for healing, but before that I ran Chengpu, Long Mian, and Aira. And then once I got Gabrielle, which you can see here, I swapped her in for Aira, and that's been my team ever since. And they just tear it up in all the game modes so far, and have been able to allow me to push almost just about to the end of hard. I'm a couple away from getting into purgatory mode. So the area that you need to go to in order to get your waves is this Sonic Miracle down here. So when you go into Sonic Miracle, depending on the day of the week, there will be different types available. You don't really have to worry about Shimmer because Shimmer aren't used for this. We're going to worry about Flow, and then this is Wind, and you can see that it's not available until this afternoon when the reset happens, and Infernus. So they'll switch. You'll have Flow Runner and Shimmer one day, and then the next day you'll get Infernus and Wind, and then vice versa. So you'll want to be able to farm. You want to farm those on the day that they're available, and you want to be able to farm them at level 6. And the reason you want to be able to farm them at level 6 is because at level 6 is when you can start getting elite flow waves dropping. The farther you go after that, the more of those that will drop per run. But at 6, you start getting them, and that's as far as you need to be in order to make this somewhat efficient. You don't want to be remixing up your base level materials to get elites, because you'll just be farming forever. Here, you'll get plenty of drops that you may have to remix 1 or 2, but you'll have so many of the basic ones by the time you are ready to go that you'll be able to offset any missing elites that you may need. So you're going to run this as much as you can for through the multi-battle system here, and you're going to let that run while you continue to push other areas of the game. So you'll want to use the multi-battle system to your advantage here, and you'll run your multi-battles like so, and your team will go in and start doing their thing. And once it loads up, right, once you're in the fight, you can just hit this down arrow here, and you can continue to work on your story push and doing other game modes while this runs here in the corner. And at any time, you can kick it open and see where you're at, what's going on. You can see here they're working hard. You can see what you've gotten, and then at the end of 10 runs here, it'll show that it's on fire, and you'll be able to collect your rewards. So that's a good way to be able to do that and continue moving through the other things. Now, once you get that done, you will then go to your war room like we talked about before, and you will fuse your espers together. So for Fabrice, you'll need the one of each at 4 plus Bernadise. And then for Gabrielle, you will need one of each at 5, which requires them to be level 40. And Fabrice at Ascension 5. So you will be losing your Fabrice to get Gabrielle, but trust me, it's worth it. And like you can see, I've already, I just got my Fabrice back. We showed that a little earlier. So the characters that you want to use, there's a couple that are considered to be safe to burn for this activity. So you'll obviously need a Bernadette, but other characters that are safe to burn are this guy here for Inferno is Liao. I've gotten so many of this guy. Here you can see I've got 3, and then another one here. And I burned, I think, like 5 or 6 of him. But you'll get him a lot. So you'll need 2 of him. And then you'll want, I use Hall because I've gotten a lot of dupes of Hall. So you use 2 Halls, 1 for each set. You'll need 1 Bernadise. Okay. Or sorry, Berenice. And then you'll need, I used Helena because, again, I have a lot of Helenas. You can also use Leon. He's also safe to fodder. As you can see here, I currently have 13 Leons available. So yeah, you'll be getting a lot of these guys as you pull. Very, very quickly, they will start to stack up. You can see here, I've got 12 Bernadices and 9 Davids. And, it gets to the point where if you've pulled enough, it almost doesn't matter what you use. These ones are just kind of the bottom of the barrel that you're never going to really use for anything else. So you will want to, at that point, you'll need to level these guys up to 30. And the best way to do that, and this is why you want to push story as far as you can, is going to be in the practice stage over here on the right. So and sometimes it's on the left, depending on the map you're in. But once you clear the 5th stage of any zone, you will then unlock this practice stage. The practice stage will allow you, and you can see I've already kind of set it up here. So if I was farming for Fabrice, I would have my Mona here in the captain slot, and then I would just put all my level 1s here in the other slots, and then I would battle this, and I would multi-battle it, but we're running a multi-battle for something else right now. So, and she will just tear this thing up. And now this was, I believe this was 12 hard that we're looking at right now. So she's just going to blow through this thing as though it was nothing. She won't take any damage, and any damage that she does take, she's just going to heal up. It doesn't matter if these level 1 characters die or not. They're going to get the experience just the same. And you're going to run this on multi-battle. Again, while you're doing other things, you can run the multi-battle here, and then you can be farming tower, you can be farming other areas, you can be pushing other stages of the story while this is occurring, and you're leveling these guys up. The benefit of pushing as far as you can in story in your first couple days while you're prepping for this is that the farther in story you are, obviously the more experience you're going to get. At stage 12 hards practice stage, I can go for my sub guys with Mona will get the first 25 levels in 10 battles, and each battle takes about a minute and a half. So you run 10 in about 15 minutes, and you've gotten 25 levels worth of experience. You just run that a couple times, boom, you got your 30s. You're going to then need to, and I will show you that in just a second when this ends. You're gonna have to star them up. So I'm going to show you the star up process as well here in just a second, and we'll be able to see how that works. So you can see how quickly that she took care of it. She ended with completely full health, ready to go. She's a great farmer, and everyone will have her for free. And you can see here 1 minute and 23 seconds is how long it took her to do that. And then all those guys got 10 levels just from that one battle. The other thing you're going to need to do is when they reach level 30, let me find one here. So, I don't want to do that. So you're going to find it's way back here. Well, we're just going to level her up. So the other way you can do it is you can do it straight through these experimons, and depending on how far you are in the game, you'll be able to go straight to 30 pretty quick. So I'm just going to push her to 30 real quick so we can show the star up process. So here we go. So once she's level 30, max level for her stars, you'll be able to use Starmons, which is these guys, and as you can see, I have quite a few level 30 Starmons, or any other 3-star character. These guys that you've got a ton of, you can always use them, but it's easiest just to use Starmons. You just so for 3-star, you need 3 Starmons. If this was a 4-star and we wanted to go to 5, you need 4 4-stars. 5, you need 5 5-stars. Cost just a pittance of gold. You can see here I've got 6.4 million, so it doesn't really matter. And boom, so now she's ranked 4. So if we were to level her up to 40, now we would be able to take her, all the way up to the next ascension. So you can see here, we would ascend her, straight up to 4 for Fabrice, or 5 for Gabrielle. So I just made these guys to make a Fabrice, so I don't have a lot of the materials left. But what you can see is this remixer. So there is the remixer that will allow you to create. You can take your basics and turn them into advanced, and you can take your advanced and turn them into elites if you run short. But you'll just want to get them to level 4 or 5 respectively, and you'll see that I still need to level her now that she's 4-star from 30 to 40. So there is a good amount of experience grinding that you're going to need to do in order to get this taken care of. So, to summarize again, you're going to want to push story as far as you can. When you get the Hades set in chapter 6, you're going to put that on Mona. She's going to become your primary farmer so that you can level up these characters. You're going to focus your primary team to Ascension 3 because you don't want to stunt your growth in story push and other farming areas, point wars, in order to get Gabrielle. She's going to slot in once you have her. You're going to get your Sonic Miracles all to level 6 so that you can farm the elite gold waves. And then you're going to grab your target espers. You're going to level them up in the practice stage of the highest level that you can solo with Mona. And you're going to run that through the multi-battle, okay, while you're doing other things in the game. And then once you get that, you're going to run multi-battles in the Sonic Miracle in order to get your waves, so that you can then ascend them and then take them into the fusion and then fuse them together to create your character. So I hope that made sense to you guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments below. You can also check out our podcast, Dislyte Directive. You can get it anywhere you get your normal podcasts. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.